We're back to Wednesday Night Brewing, and I want to test out a bunch of Legacies banned cards. Okay, welcome back, Vintage Gamers. The first Wednesday night brewing stream post car restriction. I have now played a couple leagues, and the meta in leagues looks a little bit better than it did before. I definitely still got rakered, but that was to be expected. As we talked about in my last video, we're kind of just sliding back towards the status quo, back to what we had prior to cards printing. And prior to cards printing, Raker was still an extremely powerful deck. So I expect with one car, it's even better than before, and people will still have to respect it with sideboard hate and that kind of thing. So what do I have for you today? We're brewing. I had a great time filming an off-stream league with Bilbo, Thief in the Night. This is about the only playable vintage card in the Hobbit set. It is 1 in a blue, legendary halfling rogue, a 2/2, so nice body. Pitchable to force, playable off-color Moxen. It's going to be good in Lurrus decks. And it has two different parts. The first part is actually the part I'm really curious about because it was the one that surprised me the most, which was spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 1 less to cast. And that's going to be one of the big themes of today's little brew. The major part that makes Bilbo very good is whenever Bilbo attacks, you may cast an artifact, instant, sorcery spell from your graveyard. And then if the instant or sorcery is cast, it goes into exile. So not if the artifact would go into the graveyard, it goes into exile. So the main things that Bilbo likes to do are return Mishra's Baubles, Lotus Petal. But it can also do some weird things with adventures, and you can cast all kinds of things that Dreadhorde Arcanist couldn't cast. One of the things I liked the most in my last league was Demonic Tutor for Time Walk, Flashback Time Walk with Bilbo as well, and then Flashback Demonic on one of your Time Walk turns, and you almost always won with that. But as of this video, I've flashed back Dig Through Times, I've flashed back Lorien Revealed, and a whole host of other cards. So a very powerful thing. This video is going to be a little bit more focused on the first part. Is I want to see like what we can do in terms of maximizing the value of spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 1 less. So obviously the spells you cast out of your yard with Bilbo cost 1 less, but this also applies to a variety of other spells that cast things from things like the library and from exile and from the adventure. And so I have a host of very fun cards today that have been played over the course of Vintage's history that all cast cards from places other than your hand. And I've put them in to get this little deck for kind of a fun experiment. So I have a host of legacy banned cards in this deck that are not vintage viable. And if you can pick them out, you'll see them as we go. Starting with the 1-drop that is somehow banned in Legacy, Ragavan Nimble Pilferer. Not a standout vintage card, almost really never has been, but it has a powerful effect, and when you hit powerful cards with it, it can take over a game. So remember that Ragavan is taking cards off the top of the opponent's library and putting them in exile, where Bilbo will make them cost 1 less, and also it gives me a whole host of reasons to play all of these off-color Moxen. Off-color Moxen help us cast our 1 and an X spells, which do include Ragavan when you dash it. And also, the cards you cast off of Ragavan do follow color rules. So you use the treasures and you use your off-color Moxen, you can cast those cards. I've already played a league with this to make sure it was a viable deck, and I've cast some really cool cards off of Ragavan, Scrawling Crawlers, Nettle Cysts, you name it. So we have Ragavan casting from exile. I'm going to pair up Bilbo and Ragavan here with one of my favorite cards ever printed. This is Inti. Inti is a card that has seen spattering of vintage play from some of the deck brewers in the format. Me, Crazy Diamond, Amir, Brian, Kelly. This is just a really powerful card. It is a 2/2, 1 in a red human legendary. When you attack, so if you attack with anything, you may discard a card, and if you do, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature and it gains trample. It's fun. And then whenever you discard 1 or more cards, exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card until your end of turn. So we're putting cards from our library into exile and casting them. Bilbo will be removed or sorry, Bilbo will be the cost will be reduced by Bilbo, and also this lets us discard extra legendary creatures, which I think might be important. I had added another one of my favorite cards that was printed in, God, I don't even know what this was originally printed in. Maybe it was a commander set. I'm not actually sure. Leia, one of those. A 2/2 haste. It's a cube all-star. Actually, a lot of these cards are cube all-stars, so people will get some joy in that, I would assume. 2/2, when it attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile from your library and or your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So again, casting from exile with the Bilbo effect and that kind of thing, and also synergizing with some of our other cards that are putting into exile. So a very powerful beater that can help us close the game. We've got Brazen Borrower. Obviously, we can go Petty Theft and bounce. I like the idea of Brazen Borrower in this deck because I think this deck has a problem with dealing with resolve permanence. So I have Petty Theft as a way to deal with that. And then we also get the very nice part of it where the Brazen Borrower itself, cost is reduced by Bilbo. While it's on an adventure, it comes back for a blue, which is nice. But also, if your Brazen Borrower gets countered or discarded and put into the graveyard, you can cast Petty Theft with Bilbo from the yard because of a bunch of rules involving not being, not targeting. You're just casting an instant or sorcery. So this is, even though it's not an instant or sorcery in their graveyard, you can still cast it with Bilbo. It's a very, very odd set of rules, but that was like the main idea of our last video, which was Seek the Beast questing druid stuff. And then finally, we have another mechanic that interacts with the Bilbo cost reduction, and that is Quantum Riddler with Warp. Casting our spell from Warp will cost 1 less. So Quantum Riddler at 4 mana will be nice. And this deck goes through spells pretty quickly. It doesn't have a ton of ways to gain back card advantage. So I think Quantum Riddler will do a really nice job in helping us get some cards back. So what other spells are we casting here? Obviously, we talked about the Mishra's Baubles, but I have a Pyroblast. I have some Lightning Bolts to help us close out the game. Obviously, Ancestral Brainstorm, Time Walk. I like Merchant Scroll because of how it fares with Bilbo. I did a really cool play in my last league where I drew Merchant Scroll off the top with a dead Bilbo, or like a Bilbo and no other cards, right? And that Merchant Scroll, I cast it and got, I didn't have Ancestral left in my deck, but I got a Mental Misstep, and then I flashed it back with Bilbo for 1 mana, and I got a Force. So I turned my Merchant Scroll into a Force, which I think was pretty cool from 0 cards. I have one expressive iteration because I think this card's hilarious. This card is banned in Legacy, and it is not playable in Vintage. Blue and a red is a very prohibitive casting cost, but it also is fitting our theme of putting a card in exile and having its cost reduced with Bilbo. And if I've been casting, Lorien Revealed and things with Bilbo, I'm sure we can cast an expressive iteration. So even though expressive iteration is not a card that I think is particularly good, it's good if you can cast it, I should say. But its casting cost makes it not a very playable card in Vintage. So we're going to include it here, though, because it's really fun. I have included 1 stock up. I've actually found the stock up is probably better than playing a Dig Through Time or a Treasure Cruise. We have a lot of different things going on in our yard in terms of, maybe we're exiling things with Bilbo and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to play a stock up. I do have full off-color Moxen, but no Mana Crypt and Soul Ring, so it's not too bad. But I wouldn't play a full 4 stock ups in this deck or anything. I do think that one of the things we'll definitely try is Bilbo with a Flow State shell, FLS, Flow State, Lorien stock up. That could be really, really powerful. But for tonight, we're doing Wednesday night things, so let's start with something more fun. I've added Gush. That's an additional Merchant Scroll target. That's mostly the biggest reason. And then I put in a ton of free counter magic to help us live, because our deck does not do a good job of that. So we have 6 Forces and a Mindbreak Trap. Sideboard is the usual culprits. We have a very hefty anti-Raker, anti-Jewel package of Null Rods. We have Consign and one of my favorite cards, the Purple Elephant, Pulverize, to help us deal with Sphere Shops. I have seen a couple Sphere Shops in League so far. Lithomantic Barrage is a removal spell that is mainly for mono white, but can also come in versus the Frog deck, which I like a lot. And then obviously Pyroblast is our great anti-blue card here. 3 total in the 75. I decided to put another Bolt in just for the matchups where we do want removal. Probably too light of amount of Dredge hate, but that's how we do it here. And 1 Mountain for when we get Wastelanded. So that is a lengthy intro, just because there's a lot of new cards that people probably haven't seen in Vintage decks in a while in this list, so I figured I would go through them. And also a little bit of a justification on how they fit thematically. Again, the theme of tonight's Bilbo deck is trying to maximize the -1 here on spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand. Cast cast cost, whatever. I hope you have fun and join me through this Vintage League. I'll see you in round 1. Did you know subscribing here on YouTube and following on Twitch are both free ways you can support my vintage content? All right, welcome. Round 1 of our Vintage League up against Captain Planet. Our hand does not this is a great example of why this card is not very castable. But this hand's a mulligan regardless, so. Oh, well, let's think about this for a second. I do have a Force, and I have an off-color Moxen, and I have a Mishra's Bauble. And my opponent did not reveal a Lurrus. You can do a lot of things other than play Bauble, Joe. You can play like a Soul Guide Lantern to make your game 1 against Dredge better. The problem is like all of those cards, you know, that are better than Bauble cost the mana, and a mana isn't nothing. Obviously, when you bring it back with Bilbo, it doesn't cost the mana, but that's, I think, like less important than the card being strong on the face surface. My opponent didn't reveal a Lurrus. I'm going to try keeping this hand, and maybe I'll get punished for that, but my opponent mulliganed and didn't reveal a Lurrus. Like, this hand, I think, is fine against non-Dredge. Looks like it's Raker then. So I think I would keep this hand if I knew my opponent was on Raker, so. The One Ring. Force pitching expressive iteration. Yeah, this is some Mishra's Bauble life, for sure. Okay. Mental misstep might not be terrible. Fantastic card. Uh-oh. Imagine we just get Fantastic card game 1 on turn 2. All right. I mean, yeah, I guess we lose. I don't have Null Rods in the main, so. I think we're pretty dead here. The One Ring is absurd. It's not like I have a Force and I can like bounce it back or anything. Yeah. I think we're just gonna get card in this game. I have definitely moved my position on the One Ring after having been abused by a car for months on end. That card is so crazy. Yep, don't worry. I did turn that off. Though I do think it's user-based and not channel-based, so. I'm pretty sure we're going to get 16 in this game. I think it's highly likely. I really just don't have the right tools to beat a Resolve Ring. We talked about this a lot in the days leading up to NYSE, but the things you need to do to beat a Resolve Ring are either combo kill your opponent immediately, or have a Null Rod, or have a Hull Breacher. And it's just really hard to support those things all the time. Yeah. Again, though, like, are you playing a main deck Needle in most of your decks? It's quite hard to justify that as well. All right, first game back. Fantastic card for 16. All right. So we do have good tools here. I don't think this matchup is like unwinnable or anything. It's just game 1. If they resolve a ring, it's tough. We have 3 Null Rods, 2 Consigns, a Pulverize, and another Lightning Bolt to help deal with Rakers. Something I said in the beginning of my video and the beginning of last video is that Raker Shops was already a good deck prior to the printing of Fantasticar, so that means it's only better with the introduction of one Fantasticar, right? Well, I don't think it matters like how good my fair deck is right here, CRK, right? The trick is if I don't have 2 forces, I lose the game, right? it doesn't actually matter how good my other cards are. Like, my fair deck is just lost. Unless I do that. I gotta figure out some more cards to fit these in. I think I'm gonna go with like a couple of the legends trimmed down because my opponent's not gonna be removing my legends. Actually, I don't really need a Ataxium probe, so it's fine. I'll take it. I want to have maximized blue cards anyways. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely thinking about it more now than I did prior to playing with Carr, for sure. This hand is not particularly good, but I don't think I can ever really mulligan a hand that has a force. It's not good. Kind of need to hit some good cards off of that Mishra's Bobble. I mean, I have to force this because it's going to get a Vexing Bobble anyways. I think we're just dead. It feels so bad because like I can't mulligan my opening hand there. Our deck is kind of a cube deck, yeah. I don't think I'm allowed to give my opponent extra cards here. Even though we want extra cards. If we had like more good spells in our deck, it'd be more playable, but it's a ring. All right, we're dead. We'd have to draw Ancestral into Lotus Null Rod to win. They untapped the Monolith and not the ring. Very odd. Null Rod I would have to be able to play, win more, and I'm not going to be able to play it, right? I'm probably supposed to do Quantum Riddler so that I can hit a force. No, we're just dead. I don't know. I guess we could have mulliganed to 6 and like hope we had a Null Rod hand. Maybe that's better than keeping a force bobble hand. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, maybe we're just supposed to do that. Scrawling Crawler Workshop is a pretty reasonable response to just like going all in on a Null Rod, though. I'm not conceding here because I can draw stock up like Pulverize, but it's still pretty bad. Oh no, I can't because there's a Lodestone Golem. Never mind. I'm gonna concede. All right, Raker Shops. All right, round 2. It looks like we're gonna get dredged. I have a Wasteland, so it's a keep. Probably supposed to start with a stock up. Oh, it runs into Mindbreak Trap. I don't know. If I assume my opponent is on Dredge, which I think is a very fair assumption, what is the best play? How do we win? We just have to hope our Wasteland's enough. I think I'm going to dash a Ragavan. What dashing a Ragavan does for me is gives me an opportunity to play a 2-drop that I hit Oh wait, I can't play a 2-drop that I hit because I'm taking my opponent's card. Okay, this doesn't do anything then. I don't know. I guess it's probably stock up then. I can't remember what the other cards in our opponent's dredge. Our opponent plays a pretty unique dredge list. I can't remember what the other cards in it are. It's been a while since they've been playing Vintage with the whole car being around. All right, what's Ragavan steal for us? Like, hey, I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. We don't hate. We don't. I don't hate that. I am okay with my opponent not having access to the Golgari Grave Troll. This does give me my opponent the ability to grief my Ragavan, but that's probably fine for me because stock up is better. That's interesting. What's the value of hitting this once upon a time? It's probably kind of low. Because I do think stock up is better. But I could hit grief anyways. But then if I do this and I get griefed, I lose all of my action. This is probably just fine. It's less about negation targets and more about having stock up. They did find grief off of it. Like, obviously, negation is terrible in the matchup, but stock up isn't. Funny enough, once upon a time as a card I could have hit off Ragavan that I definitely would have cast because it would have been able to find me wastelands. It's kind of funny. Narcomoeba milled over a noxious, discarded a noxious revival. Hopefully that means they don't have two noxious. Hopefully it doesn't mean they have two noxious revivals because we do need this wasteland to work. The good news is they have no dredger in their yard after we hit the Golgari Grave Troll with the Ragavan, so. Obviously negation doesn't really work on noxious because they can just cast on my turn. That's pretty good. Okay, now as long as they don't have a second Bazaar. Though I guess actually Ragavan gives us a treasure to get to a hardcast negation. Dread return. Turn target creature from your graveyard. All right. Less surgical of a shot from our Ragavan there. Boom. Bazaar down. Are they thinking about Noxious? They are Noxious. Okay. Should we use our treasure in hardcast negation? Probably, right? Okay. Do you have 3 Noxious? Do you have a Bazaar in hand? If not, we might have survived. Icarid's coming in. Second Bazaar. Fair enough. I'm not going to win any matches tonight, am I? It's going to be a bad night, isn't it? No dredger still. No dredger. Okay. No dredger. Don't know what I can hit now because I kind of need another wasteland, right? Cabal therapy. I don't want that to go into their yard, right? So I think we just let it stay in exile. The old triple bazaar hand, huh? Too rough. All right, hit a Golgari Thug. Pitched away, unmasked Noxious. Brings back Icarid. Dredges Thug. Hits a Chill. There's a Doomscar Titan. No more Dredgers, though, so that's good. Petrified Field. Okay, my opponent is ready for Wasteland. We got to give the opponent credit where credit is due. That's got to be what? Multiple Petrified Fields, multiple Noxious Revivals. Okay. Ready for the Wasteland metagame. I like it. Might be part of the reason my opponent hasn't hit that very many Dredgers, though, right? So you have your give and your take. I am not winning this race at the moment, but there are no more black creatures in the yard. I did hit a Shambling Shell. Shall we cast Shambling Shell, chat? I just keep hitting all the Dredgers. I'm in. I'm casting Shambling Shell here. Boom! I'm the Dredger now. 3-1 attacker. You never know. Could go the distance. They return the second Bazaar to their hand. Oh, that can't be good for me. Well, that's bad. They can even activate this Bazaar in upkeep still. They chose not to. Wonder what that means. It means they have a Noxious Revival? Uh-oh, Poxwalkers. Good thing we ate the Cabal Therapy. And the Dread Return. Alright, Shambling gets milled, another Poxwalkers. Alright, we're safe for this turn. Unfortunately, next turn there's Icarid Cabal Therapy. Just don't think we have the tools necessary to win this. Maybe we can get them low enough. Bridge from below. I mean, we've hit some nice ones on our Bilbo here. Or sorry, on our Ragavan. we have taken a bunch of core engine pieces. I think unfortunately this is the turn we die. Can't imagine we're coming back from whatever happens to us on this turn. I do think the Ragavan has somehow kept us in the game, which is pretty funny. Well, we're definitely losing the Ragavan, right? Because it's very likely that we get hit by multiple therapies. Currently, there's only one therapy. Also, there's creeping chills, right? There's at least 2 chills left in the deck as well. Okay, that was a bridge from below. I could bolt my own creature. So what's coming? There's an there's triple Icarid. Therapy is a 1. Bridge from below is 1, and Poxwalkers is 1. I guess I don't have mana open, so I can't bolt my own creature anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I could sack Shambling Shell. That is true. That does give them a Shambling Shell, but at this point, that might not matter either. Let's see what they do, because they didn't therapy right here because they want to hit more bridges probably. So they have 2 therapies now. And they have 2 bridges, and they hit a chill and a Narcomoeba. I don't think we'll be able to deal 11 damage. So there are 2 bridges. So yeah, I think we clear the bridges. Sacrifice this creature and put a 1/1 on this creature, sure. Oh, it gives them. Oh no, that's not how that works. Oh, I got baited by chat. Oh, I got baited by chat. It goes into their graveyard. I got baited by chat. It's fine. I don't think it changes anything. Oh, I'm not shame conceding there. That's not my fault. That's fine. You know, I don't think it matters because I can never hit my opponent here anyways. I can Ancestral them. They're at 2 cards. So I can draw Ancestral Recall as my best draw. I can Bilbo into stock up into Ancestral Recall as my way out of this game. I can win this game. It's not over. I don't know how we won that game, man. I have no idea how we won that one. Wild. Okay. Well, this Pyroblast looks pretty bad when my opponent has no blue cards. The cards Ragavan hit were very good for us. I will not lie. I think we have too many cards to board out and not enough cards to board in. I guess we can bring in some consigns. They're probably not terrible versus this build. This stuff looks good. Yeah, I would rather just the game ended. I don't need to do any. What was Harain posting on Twitter about like sacrificing his own dreadnought to curry a dreadnought when all you had to do was attack and win? Classic. I'm just thinking if anything else here makes any sense. I'm just gonna go with this. I think we had some pretty good chances there, honestly, right? Because we're looking at the ability of stocking up for 2 mana and seeing 5 cards. It's not terrible. This hand is obviously not very good. We cannot rely on a Tormod's Crypt alone to get us there. That hand on the other hand. It's got all your favorite cards, Log. All right, Grief is going to take our Ancestral Recall. We don't have Lurrus? That's not good. I forgot our deck doesn't have Lurrus. Oh, it's going to take Tormod's Crypt. Jesus. Okay. Oh, they have double Grief. Okay. So their hand is Bizarre, double Grief, Golgari Grave Troll. It's pretty good. Not having Lurrus makes my Tormod's Crypt a lot worse, by the way. I don't think I need to play around anything here. Well, no, the card deck is still extremely good. Last card, second Bazaar? No, 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 no. Don't Black Dex 99 me. All right, I'm out. double Bazaar, double Grief, Golgari Grave Troll. Yes. Very good. We don't have enough Dredge hate in our deck for what it's worth. This is an insufficient amount of Dredge hate. All right, what about this time? I got a Wasteland. Is this enough Dredge hate? God, Expressive Iteration is not a playable card. If I had a Force of Will, I'd feel a little bit better about this hand. No Moxen, just Wasteland. I think I don't like this. I do get to theoretically... No, I'm going to try this. Because if they grief me, I can counter the grief trigger. And we can count... I don't think they have hollow ones in their deck, not me. I don't believe there are hollow ones here. Unless they brought it in for game 3 on the draw. That could be possible. I would not Once Upon a Time. I guess it's fine. It's playing around negation, but they hit Bazaar off their Once Upon a Time. That probably means they have 2 Bazaars. Oh, we're just getting rolled over. We're just getting crushed. Icarid Therapy Poxwalkers? Oh, no, 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 no. Thundering Falls, help, please. I need help. I don't know that that's good enough, but I'm keeping it. Okay, they didn't have Noxious. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. The problem is they have 2 Bazaars, right? Because they hit one off of the Once Upon a Time. No Dredgers, though. Right now. Bridge, Narcomoeba Powder. Grief. Shit. So what do I consign? Do I consign the dying trigger? So that they can't... No, then they could still therapy me, right? So I'm still getting therapied no matter what. So I'm just going to consign the grief trigger. And then they're going to therapy poxwalkers me. Which I guess is just all I can do, right? It's fine, though. We don't have any good cards in our hand for them to take. And maybe if this Wasteland is good enough to stop. Okay, they didn't even go for the therapy. Oh, we can almost cast Expressive Iteration. Looks like they have Noxious now, though. Oh, no. Okay. Safe. Marked safe. Okay, so they're going to bring back Icarid to bring back... to then therapy and bring back Poxwalkers. They have triple Bazaar. Come on, man. Who did I piss off? Oh, God. Yeah, you wish I had a Force of Will. This is Bazaar number 3. They have 3 Bazaars. They have Noxic Revival. They have 4 Bazaars. If I hit a Tormod's Crypt, is it even good? Oh no. No, no, they didn't. That is not what they did. All right. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just gonna cast this. I just like don't know that like hitting a graveyard hate card is good enough here. They have 2 Bazaars. Like, aren't we just gonna die? I mean, we're just gonna die no matter what. Why does my opponent not activate? Oh, because don't they have 1 card, so they could keep the other Bazaar? I'm so confused. Aren't they? Does it mean they have the 4th Bazaar? Like, what is going on? They're trying to play around Ravenous Trap, maybe? I mean, I'm sure he's playing around something. I just like don't know what it is. Okay. Yeah. I was not set up to beat that. I'll tell you that much. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Round 3 on the play. This hand's good. Not my favorite draw. I did. Yeah, I did. I signed up for the boot camp. I kind of need one of them ancestral recall cards, huh? Oh, that's that's like the only card this was good against. Got him. That's like the only card Lightning Bolt is playable verse. Oh man. That's it? That was their keep? All right. I'm playing blue-red tempo, baby. Blue, red, gosh. Ooh, yes. Lelia. Fuck it, I'll just play everything. Get in there. Black Lotus? Nah, that card's garbage. All right. So it looks like Sphere Shops probably, but it could still be Raker. It's probably Sphere Shops though. So we're gonna bring in Mountain Pulverize, Consign to Memory, Lightning Bolts. And then I'm gonna take out Pyroblast, Mental Misstep, Probe, Expressive Iteration, Bauble. Maybe I'll keep Expressive Iteration and just take out 2 Baubles. I don't really like Baubles against them. Try that. Chat, if we win a game with Pulverize, that's all I care about. Okay. All right. I'm down to try. I'll give it my best go. Mana Crypt. Workshop. Lodestone Golem. Yeah. Oh, please don't play a Sphere. A Sphere is bad for me. This Lodestone Golem is getting abused by Lightning Bolt. It's like I almost feel bad. I almost feel bad. I could Wasteland and cast this normally. I think I'm gonna do that. Well, it's like it's only good if my Bobble draws me a blue card for force. It's probably fine though. Argenta Masticore? Oh, it is not fine. It is not fine. Everything is not fine. Oh, everything's fine. Oh, everything's fine. Oh, who am I kidding? It was always fine. Oh. I am not beating that card, man. Maybe we're good. Maybe everything's fine. Urza Saga. Why can't I play that? Let me play that. Ragavan should be buffed. That's what I've learned so far. I've learned that Ragavan should let you play lands off the top of your opponent's library. That's what I learned. I can flashback Black Lotus and Lightning Bolt now. I still can't beat another Masticore if they have one of those, though. I think Ragavan is an underpowered card and probably should have let you play your opponent's lands. 4 mana, 5 mana, Golos. No, it's another Masticore. Uh-oh. It has first strike, so I can't even like bolt it. Can't believe they had another Masticore. I could swing in with both my cards and bolt them and just try to hope that's enough. I could surveil land looking for Pulverize. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. One time. Oh, it was red, old border. I got so hyped for a second. It's just a new Ragavan. We don't need that. Actually, which card are they killing if I attack with both of these? Probably the Bilbo, right? I think I'm going to get rowdy because the opponent has a Mana Crypt. Bolt the face. They blocked Ragavan? I wouldn't have milled my Ragavan if I knew you were going to do that. I guess they're killing both of them anyways, right? Oh, so I should definitely have kept Ragavan. I'm bad. Because they're going to kill both of them. This was just bad. I should have kept my Ragavan. Because they're going to, as long as they have a 2-drop, they have Dismember. Converting. All right, I lost a Mana Crypt flip, though. Tezzeret. Well, now they can untap their Masticore after attacking. What are they searching for? Just another card for Masticore? Vexing Bobble. Okay, I definitely should have kept that other Ragavan. I kind of forgot. Volcanic Island. I guess I should play this before I get Vexing Bobbled. But then it just gets Masticored, so I don't know. They just have to lose any crypt flip and we win, right? So, are they going to destroy their own mana crypt? Oh, no, they're going to die. No, they can't. They can't destroy their own mana crypt. Only an opponent. Opponent just lost every mana crypt flipped and died. Yes. Oh, Borrower would have been pretty good. Borrower wins, right? Let's see. My opponent hits me to 8. I drop Borrower. My opponent hits me to 3, and then I play Borrower and kill them. So Borrower would have been pretty good. All I know is that Lightning Bolt was so good against Lodestone, and that was pretty incredible. Okay, round 4 now. Lurrus Gaming on the other side. I'm going to keep this in. Should be fine as long as we can get our way into more lands. But I like Mental Misstep. I like Threats. Ancestral Recall looks like. Please don't have the Pyro off Ruby. No, they have the Force backup pitching Frog. That's probably acceptable. The biggest problem for us here is Wasteland. That is the biggest problem for us. Bowmaster is not ideal for us either. Actually, kind of everything's bad for us here. Okay. Wasteland is the biggest problem, though, and they just cast Ancestral Recall, so... I only have an island in my main. I have a mountain in the board. Maybe our deck isn't that good. I mean, our deck, I think, has too many lands, and we've just been, like, missing on lands every time we do a hand like this. It's not ideal. But I was, like, annoyed that I was drawing too many lands previously, so... Just the swings of Magic variants. I mean, our deck is always going to look worse than our opponent's deck if our opponent casts and resolves Ancestral Recall and we don't, right? That's just playing a blue mirror in Vintage. Can't really afford to force this Bowmaster. We played for quite a amount of time with Lurrus. We're just way too far behind in this game. Even if we hit our lands, we're just not going to be able to cast our spells. We hit the land, so then the question becomes, are we allowed to fetch a Volcanic here? Are we not allowed to play around another Wasteland here? I feel like we're probably not allowed to play around another Wasteland here. I think I'm going to fetch a Volcanic. I think we need to play a 2-drop. Get on the board here. If everything works out and we like Bolt Lurrus, draw another fetch land, flashback Bolt off Bilbo, like we can come back in this game. This game is not lost. It's just very difficult. Uh-oh. Does that mean I'm getting Fatal Pushed? Or is it Lorien revealed? Fatal Push. Yeah, we're definitely not allowed to counter that. We just can't beat another Wastelands. Black, red, Momentum Breaker. That's very odd. What am I discarding? Probably just Brazen Borrower. So they have Lurrus and 2 unknowns. They have momentum breaker loops if Lurrus resolves. Time walk. Yeah. Oh, I've been slow rolled, man. It's fine. It's just oh, also I have a strip mine. Okay. So what do? We go to 10. Force has to work on the Lurrus. And then we need to draw another land. I guess, to be fair, if I had fetched a basic island, I would have gotten strip mine, so have we restored some amount of sanity with that knowledge? No, no. I guess I can bolt it, but I think I just need to rip the land and bolt that. Okay. All right, well, good news. I have a basic mountain to board in here. I think we mostly got buried by Ancestral in that game, so I'm not too worried about it. Don't know if we want to bring in these, but negation should be bad. Trap should be bad. I really don't like Brainstorm in these matchups. It's just really hard to get a spot for. Probably not going to be a great Ragavan matchup. I might board one of those down because they have Bowmasters. And then maybe I'll trim a bauble. Maybe I'll change some of these baubles into lanterns. Don't know. Trying things. Science. Okay. Basic Islands, Sapphire, Probe. Seems fine. Sorry, basic Mountain, Sapphire. But 2 things that should give us mana, even if we were to get wastelanded. Show me your secrets. Survey says. What are we hesitating about? Are we hesitating about Gataxian Probe, Mental Misstep, maybe? Actually kind of bad for us if they forced it. Force pitching Time Twister. I could not tell you what that means. I have no idea what that means. What does that mean? What would you force a probe over? Yo, Exhibition Map, thanks for the prime. They kept a card on top with sewers. Maybe they had no lands in their hand. Frog, I assume. Sure. I'm gonna petty theft this. I guess they force this. Ah, my bolt doesn't kill this frog. It's too short, man. It's 1 short, I guess, total. I can't gush because I have a basic mountain. Oh no. Okay. This is so bad. Yeah, but I'm not. I think I don't want to bolt it and like have them pitch cards and then like. Don't I want to just petty theft and move along with my life? I don't want to just randomly bolt the frog. Soul Guide Lantern. Now I have double. Am I doing it? Probably doing it, right? Like I need action. I accept. Those are pretty good. I have my own frog, baby. If they force back here, it'd be so good for me, right? Because then I can force their force and bolt their frog. They could exile my graveyard and fatal push, but then I do the same thing I just said. Oh, it's bigger, baby. They exiled from my graveyard, so my Lelia is going to be larger. All right. I will not allow you to fatal push my Lelia. And then let's attack and see what we hit, because we could hit like Lithomantic Barrage as well. I'm going to bolt and kill the frog. Yes. Do not worry. That is on my to-do list. I am simply gathering more information before. Okay, I think we're now winning by a lot. So, see how this goes. Strip mine on my basic mountain. Probably not. Probably buy Lurrus. Makes sense. All right. I need a card that I can cast here. Not what I had in mind. But I guess it's better than drawing it. So my opponent gets to play a Lurrus. Probe. Yeah, I got nothing. Now they have to block with Lurrus, though, because this thing's going to be a 6/6. Unless they draw Fatal... Oh, no. No. Yeah, they still have to block with Lurrus here. Unless they have Fatal Push. This card's so sick. Okay. Yeah. Lurrus resolves. Are you going to strip mine me, or are you going to Soul Guide Lantern? Soul Guide... Are you going to make my Lelia bigger? They targeted their own Fatal Push. I mean, this is fine. Do I have a Surveil Land still? Sure do. Can I have a good card? Is that a good card? I mean, it's a blue card for force, right? So I just keep it every time. Because all I lose to here is removal on my Spirit Warrior. Come on, Petty Theft. Come on, Petty Theft. Oh, yep. That'll do. That will do. Whoop. You gotta call your outs, chat. Bam. Let's go. Big. You can't draw your outs unless you know what they are. What is my blue count? 7, 10, 16, 19? That's a little problematic, isn't it? Let's put this brainstorm back in our deck. All right, all right. Not so simple now, chat. We might beat Blue-Black Lurrus Frog, the most powerful deck in the format. Tap land. We're gonna get our freaking monkey bowmastered, man. All right, at least now we can see that we're getting our monkey bowmastered. Can we stop countering my probe? All right, we cannot see that we're gonna get our monkey bowmastered. Strip mine. Bowmaster. Oh, momentum breaker. All right. Took the Ragavan out by the legs. That's too funny, man. Time walk. Interesting. What is our sequence here? I think I like time walking to try to get to more mana. Obviously, we can have more value if we like Ragavan and then time walk, but I think we want to just build out our mana when our opponent has a strip mine, is my feeling. I guess we're just getting more volcanics. Okay, what now? What now? I think I like hitting with Ragavan first. I think we like dashing our Ragavan, see what our opponent has for us. Are they interested in forcing this? They're gonna force Ragavan. Pitching Time Twister. That's fine. This is allowed. Now my stock up resolves, hopefully. Gush, probably. Gush Borrower. Bilbo seems fine. Okay, no strip mine. Or Demonic Tutor. Okay. Assume that gets Ancestral, right? Yep. Sure. So do I just Gush net then on my turn? I feel like we probably are just supposed to Gush because they know about it now with the probe. Am I supposed to play this Lantern? Probably not, right? Because I want to be able to hold open Pyroblast through a Wasteland. So currently this Bilbo, if it lives, has a Time Walk, a Lotus, a Stock Up, a Gush, and a Probe in the yard. And it can have a Lantern as well. Saga could be problematic. They should have Fatal Push. They have Fatal Push. Can I bounce this? No, I can't bounce this. All right. That Ancestral might be too much. Ancestral into Saga push there was quite strong. We'll see. We'll see. They still have Lurrus and they still have Saga, so we're not in a great spot. Inti. I think we're just playing out Inti and playing out Soul Guide Lantern. Because we can just get Wastelanded off our red source anyways. Just hit the Ancestral. I don't think we're supposed to clear for a delve spell. Doesn't sound right. It's tough because I want to be able to hold up Pyroblast for a delve spell, but they also have to be like Saga tokens and Lurrus, so it's a little tough for them too. Are they doing... They're doing long goodbye on my Inti, and they still make Saga tokens? It's pretty good. It is pretty good. Yeah, we're just kind of getting bullied here. We could use an Ancestral. Hold everything up. See what they do. So I think I like petty thefting the other construct here before they draw. Then they get probably a Lotus, right? Okay. Land. So they have Lurrus and 2 unknowns, and they're not playing them. Probably can't bolt the construct because I need to bolt the Lurrus. It's probably stronger to bolt the Lurrus. So I'm really happy we didn't get strip mined in this game, huh? Oh, there's my Ancestral. They most certainly have a counter. Waiting doesn't really help us, right? The problem is I need to be able to bolt Lurrus because they're going to bring back like Momentum Breaker. It's going to be really bad for me too. Lurrus is just going to be really bad for me regardless of what happens. Even if I like clear Lotus from the yard, I still have to bolt as well. I feel like I'm not supposed to cast this Merchant Scroll for Ancestral right now. Feels weird, but the problem is I'm not progressing my own game plan if I don't. I don't really like our spot. Feels like we've always been like 3 cards behind. They have a spell. They have a Bowmass. Oh, they're just, yeah, they're sacking. Okay. Okay, Lurrus and 2 unknowns still. Okay, so I have to wipe the yard in response to Lurrus because I don't want them to Momentum Breaker me. Which I think they'll be fine with because they have Lotus. Okay. Now they can float mana. Okay. All right, I will try to Lightning Bolt Lurrus. Hard cast negation, 1 card left. Pyroblaster negation. Hard cast negation. I mean, it leaves us with Ancestral at least. I think it's still Ancestral. We have one lightning bolt, two lightning bolts, two barrages. Seems like that's enough. I feel like we played this pretty well. That's none of them, but it's also not bad. Draw 2 off of Riddler. Still looking for Bolt or Barrage. Pyroblast. Okay. I mean, we're not dead, right? Like, if we can just live long enough to cast all of our spells. Okay, they brick. They're just tacking in for 7. I think we're okay. This Riddler would be huge, right? It's a 4/6. They can't really kill it. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah. I think it matters. Just leave the mountain up. This can't be wastelanded. There's a lightning bolt. I don't need to cast this right now, though. Maybe I should have just cast it. I kind of want to have Pyroblast up for like ancestral kind of cards, Cruise, Lorien, Dig. And it's not like I'm at risk of being countered because I have my own Pyroblasts. I don't have a great attack with my Spirit Warrior here because of the 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. I think I'm gonna bolt the Lurrus in their upkeep is my plan. Okay. And I still have Brazen Borrower. 2 cards in my opponent's hand that we don't know. Borrower is pretty bad against a Bowmaster here, but I don't know that that matters. I mean, it matters, but I don't think I can play around it. Need to start getting in. Another Bolt. I think we're just supposed to play the card and get in. I'm gonna hold the Riddler back though. It's just none of the cards I was looking for here. I wish I had more ways to exile a card from my yard. Let the damage happen. Do I have any fetches left? I have a couple, right? Or fetchables. Okay, 2 rack. Negation. Pyro. I don't really like that I used everything on this. Oh, I guess if they just target the lightning bolt with all of this. Oh, that's a mistake. They put everything on the pyroblast. They should have put everything on the lightning bolt, right? So now I could kill off the construct if I want to. Do I want to? I don't think I need to. I think this is acceptable. So I'm currently beating the construct on board. It's not like they can immediately outsize my Riddler, and I want to be able to stop like delve spells off the top or frogs or something off the top. I'm so good at this game. They literally top deck dig through time. Okay, so the next question I have is, am I supposed to fetch so that I can't draw dead don't want to, yeah, I think I'm supposed to like just go to 4 so that I don't have dead, don't make my cards dead by drawing basics. Oh my god, my Riddler drew me 2? That's how this works? I've literally never in my life done that. I've never done that. But like all the games, either the Riddler isn't in play during my draw step, or I've already won, or I've already lost. This makes so much more sense. I've been wondering, like, I'm like, this card's pretty good, but like, oh, I guess the other formats are like a little lower power than I thought. No, the thing isn't, I've never had a Riddler in play. It's just my Riddler has never like resulted in like going over an entire turn cycle and me drawing for turn and someone not losing. And so we also get to draw an extra card off Brainstorm because we'll have one card in hand when we draw the first card, right? Oh my god. That's, oh, those are really bad. Those are really, really bad. So I'm supposed to take the mocks so that I draw extra cards next turn, right? So I keep an ancestral, I keep a land and a wasteland. Sorry, mocks and a wasteland, and I wasteland something. And it's okay, because next turn we'll draw both wastelands, right? Why are we floating? I know you have no cards in hand. I can't, this thing can't die to anything, right? Because of momentum breaker. So I'm not like at risk of getting like fatal pushed and losing. I am at risk of getting just hit and losing. But I do have a force now, so I should be fine. Okay, I draw 2, but now I can't draw extra cards on the next turn because I can't get rid of a card from my hand unless they play a spell, in which case then I'll draw more cards. This card, chat, I've played with this card, like, not a lot because I don't play Quantum Riddler formats, but like I've played with this card more than the average Vintage player, at least. I've literally never drawn an extra card on my draw step. That's the first time. It's actually incredible to me. My mind is blown. I do know that Riddler costs 4 with Bilbo. That is why we're playing it tonight. We're trying to find all the fun little ways that we can make Bilbo even better. Don't want that in my life. All right, now I get to draw 2. Big. If my opponent had waited till my Maybe it's fine. Bilbo? Who's the Wasteland deck now? I still don't think I'm allowed to attack with the Riddler because I could... I guess I'd cover Fatal Push. It just seems unnecessarily risky, right? Like, what am I gaining? Am I gaining something very good by doing? I mean, I guess I'm gaining... I can lethal on the next turn anyways, right? So it's fine. I'm always playing the spell. I'm just like trying to figure out if there's any reason to attack there. And I think the answer is no. I think we want to attack next turn. Riddler was great. We played a fair game of Legacy here. Look at our graveyards. Look at my graveyard, chat. It's 26 cards deep. I have 18 cards left in my deck. I am the Legacy now. Oh, yeah, you're right. Opponent has Long Goodbye. That's true. Good call, PHB. Good call. Wasteland. You got it. Chat, what card are we flashing back? I don't really know what this is representing, but I'm blocking. Oh, okay. All right. I'm kind of surprised there's a Dismember, but that works. So as long as Bolt resolves, they're still dead, though. Lightning Bolt, target you. Ooh. Nice. That was a great match. That was a great match. I feel like I had to make a lot of correct decisions to win this game because we were down in Ancestral Recall. I think we made a lot of good choices, which is not a typical Justin outing, so... Accept. All right, here we go. 5th and final round of this Vintage League. We are on the draw against non-Lurrus with a Force, so I'm in. I will say that Bolt has kind of overperformed in this league, which is definitely a surprise. That's not good. Chancellor of the Annex. Okay, Basic Plains is a good sign. Mox Pearl. Void Mirror. Oh, that's probably lethal. That's there's nothing? What? Huh? I don't really want to fetch out my basic, but I also don't want to get wastelanded. Oh, it's also a blue land, which is probably not great. All right, I'm going to pay for the Chancellor. And we got Force up now, so as long as we don't get caverned. I mean, what can possibly else be in their hand? It's fine. It's not a big deal. Ooh. I'm in. All right. I'm surprised they kept this hand, but I see the appeal. What do we got? Anointed Peacekeeper. That just names Lightning Bolt, and it kind of sucks for me. So I think I'm just going to force it. Yeah, that makes sense. I think we would rather play... I don't think we're only stopping them from having like Seasoned Dungeoneer off the top, but I think I would rather just get my Inti in play. I guess it's pretty bad against Void Mirror if my opponent Void Mirrors me here. Ruby. Nothing? I assume nothing, right? Nothing. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they need a white mana. They need a white mana to cast Chancellor. So their hand was probably Strip, Waste, Chancellor, Plains, Mox, Crypt. And they've drawn... Okay. Misstep. All right, I got to plan this out, chat. So we attack, and we put the Bilbo trigger on the stack first to resolve last. Then we discard our mental misstep. That's okay. That's all I had to plan. Why are these down here? Can you be like up here, maybe? Okay. I will discard mental misstep, and I will give Bilbo trampling and attacking, and I will exile the top card. It's another Inti. Well, I didn't want to draw it, so I guess that's good. And then I will cast Lotus Petal, and I will strip mine their basic planes. Right back at you, opponent. Mana Crypt lost. Lethal on the table. They drew a creature. Is it the initiative for me? It's Archon for me. Okay. I will. I guess I don't have to bolt the Archon. Because I could pitch a card and attack with 2 3/3s. So I can just bolt them. I don't know. Is that better or worse? Oh, is it better to attack with 2 3/3s or a 4? I guess it's better to attack with 2 3/3s. Deal more damage this way. Didn't even want to go for the flipperino. Okay, that was awesome win. Though I don't know if I agree with the opponent's keep. It was a bit sus on the keep. We have a mountain. That'll come in for sure. We've got 2 lithomantic barrages and a lightning bolt and the ability to bring in consign if we want that. And then we don't need mental misstep, though we might want it for swords to plowshares. I don't like probe in general. Obviously, pyroblast is dead. I'm going to keep all of the free counter magic. I'm going to trim some baubles. Do we want consigns? I think we do. So maybe just like this. Seems fine. Okay. On the draw with no interaction, only dudes and time walk. That's probably a losing choice if we were to keep this hand. On the play, I might keep this hand, but even then, I might not. Like, it's pretty bad against Chancellor, too. I think this hand's a mulligan. Does not line up really well against the turn 1 3/3s. Three lands, though. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. I think I would try keeping this on the play and lose. But on the draw, I just like don't know what hands this beats for my opponent. This I like more. And I think the expressive iteration goes because these other ones have more utility and I want as many lands as possible. Opponent is chancelloring me. That's pretty bad for me. But I'm glad I didn't mulligan to like a force, so. Mox. And Wasteland and Void Mirror. That's fine. Okay, that's okay. That is acceptable. Fetch land, go. You might throw this force just to get rid of the Void Mirror or the Chancellor trigger. Let's see what they play. Archon. So I think I have to throw away the force, right? Because if I were to end step, or I could fetch in response. No, I throw away the force, get it countered. I fetch in response. I bolt it, and then I can untap an ancestral, and still have the extra mana as well. We can pay the 1, but Void Mirror would counter our force. Chat. Chat, there's a Void Mirror. Oh boy. I can't cast the second spell. That is true. That is true. So I can go for a Thundering Falls then. And then I can bolt on my turn and then Ancestral on my turn still. So yeah, I think I'm just forcing this to get rid of the Chancellor. I think it's worth it. Because it's really hard for me to play these volcanics out through the Archon, so. Inti. Pretty bad against Caracas. We do have Wastelands in our deck for Caracas, though. I'm gonna bottom it for now, or graveyard it for now. Force is a terrible draw. Those are all awful draws. That is incredible. I thought this Void Mirror wasn't even going to be very good against me. I boarded out like half my baubles, or 3 of my baubles, but I guess the Void Mirror is going to crush me. That was a really, really poor Ancestral. Kind of wish I had my Expressive Iteration back. I could consign a Void Mirror trigger. It's gonna be really hard for me to kill this orc though. Maybe I should have just gushed on my turn and tried to draw a thing. Pretty sure we're lost here. certainly a thing we could do. Counter Forge, counter Void Mirror. It's just we end up with no lands after that because my opponent wastelands our last land. It is not pretty. Well, if we do nothing, we have land so that if we were to draw something, we could cast it. Isn't that the other line? Don't really know. I mean, we want to be able to play a creature and then bolt, but again, we're not. The Lithomantic Barrage is 5. Is it 5 damage? It is 5 damage, so we can beat Forge. Like, wouldn't I rather force their spell and gush? That narrows me down to just Lithomantic Barrage. I guess not just Lithomantic Barrage. I could Petty Theft it, theoretically. Then I won't have mana. I don't really like this play. But it does leave 2 bolts open. Alright. Wait, what? I held priority. I held control. I don't understand. I held priority so I could counter the Void Mirror trigger. Also, shouldn't I get a Void Mirror? Like, don't I get time to respond regardless of if I hold priority or not? Doesn't it go on the stack? Go to them, go to me? Are we serious right now? Like, even if I wasn't holding priority, I'm not F6'd. So I we were drawing garbage anyways. Did I select always yield to the trigger? It's possible. That is possible. I may have always yield onto the trigger. That's possible. If I have always yield on it, but I hold priority though, like if I held priority, it should still be fine, right? Because I should have priority. I did try to hold priority anyways. Either way, that's fine. We'll just go game 3. I think it's very possible that I had always yield on. But I did hold. Okay, this hand slaps. It's not. I'm gonna fetch a basic island here because I do have that extra mountain now. It always yields through control. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. All right, no Chancellor. So I'm gonna just cast Ancestral right now. Because we could hit things like Ragavan, right? I see. Well, I got a full house. Full house. Barring bolts. Chromox. Swords to Plowshares. No, 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 not Seasoned Dungeoneer. No, no, no. Please, game. Please, no. No, please, no. Okay, that's fine. That sounds like the initiative is mine. All right, chat. So I'm thinking end of turn Brazen Borrower as a creature, bolt the White Plume Adventurer. Not even necessary to bolt the White Plume Adventurer, but seems like a good use of our mana. Let's just see if this resolves first. Cast. Oh, wait, I don't have a Ancestral to get. What does that get then? I feel like it doesn't get anything then. Oh, I get to go get the basic mountain. Love that for me. What the hell does this card get? Gush. Gush. Force. Consign. Gush Force Consign? I mean, Consign doesn't seem terrible. Brainstorm, I guess. Consign, like, stopping my opponent from taking the initiative back might be good. I could go, like, play Volcanic, tap Volcanic, hold open Consign. Pounce Chromox is not the worst play that's ever happened. But they did search for a Plains, so not the strongest play either. I just don't really like. I don't really think my Merchant Scroll targets are that good, so I'm just gonna pass with the ability to play any of my spells. That is my favorite card you could have played for sure. All right, Fine Tempo. I'm just gonna bolt this thing. This is a 2-turn clock, right? If I had another blue card, I'd search for a force, but oh, they're also just dead to trap bolt. So we just we just money back, baby. That's what I like to see. Blue red money back. Not an easy 3-2 is very true. It was a hard fought one. We had to make some good choices along the way. What did we learn during this excursion? Ragavan is really bad against Orcish Bowmaster. But if Ragavan is left unchecked, it can do some powerful things. Lightning bolts can hit, obviously not very good against Dredge. But it was quite good against Lodestone Golem, Mono White, and Blue Black. I'm not sure we're in a Pyroblast main meta yet. I think the 3 Shops decks are all really strong. You thought Indy felt underpowered? I thought Indy looked fantastic in that league. Indy did a lot. I mean, we hit all garbage cards off of our Indy, but she was pressure, Quantum Riddler overperformed. Brazen Borrower was fine. Lelia was pretty good. Bilbo was fine. But this deck doesn't really maximize Bilbo in the way that is the most powerful. The way that's the most powerful for Bilbo is flashing back better spells, right? So like when Bilbo was flashing back Ancestral, it was, quite powerful. But when Bilbo didn't have, was doing baubles and stuff, less so. Yeah, we played a bunch of fun cards in this league, and they didn't do terribly. Like Ragavan, Inti, Lelia were all reasonable. Barrer was reasonable. All of our cards did fine. I just think the combination of all of these cards results in a very underpowered deck that is not really what you want to be doing in Vintage. Quantum Riddler continues to impress me. Obviously, this card fights with the Lurrus slot, but it is a card that incentivizes Consign in the main, and I'm still pretty high on Consign in the main. And it certainly is also a card that likes that you have, 6 pitch cast forces in our deck. Maybe I have undervalued like a 2 Riddler deck, because most of the time I try to play Riddler, I play 4 because I'm like, well, I need to maximize because we're missing Lurrus. This card is strong, and I think it's very good against blue-black when you're not getting, like, if you don't get Bowmastered, blue-black doesn't actually have many ways to kill this. We saw the Momentum Breaker, and we saw the block Dismember. But, yeah. So I did try a league with for Bilbo for Frog, and I was pretty unimpressed. But I've always kind of hated Frog. I haven't really felt like Frog was that good every time I've ever played with Frog. I think the deck that makes the most sense for Bilbo, again, is like an FLS shell. So 4 Flow State, 4 Lorien, 4 Stock Up. That probably means like full Moxen, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt. And then you just need to put in like a way to win. I don't know exactly what is the way. I don't have one built now. Yeah, but the Frog deck doesn't want to play full Moxen, right? The Frog deck has historically not liked playing full Moxen. So like it's not like you're maximizing your turn 1 Bilbos either. And like the biggest problem is like Bilbo really wants you to play Bauble, and I just don't think Bauble is good. And if you don't have Bauble, like the amount of times you don't have a spell for Bilbo is probably too high. Why not? I mean, Grixis and Esper, like you don't play Jet, so you don't play Emerald. I mean, you could play Grixis and play Pearl, Ruby, I guess. I kind of don't really like those 3-color Frog decks. I think they're pretty bad into Wasteland and just kind of clunky in general. I'm just not a huge fan, but like we played a Frog Bilbo Breach list last night. We played Frog Bilbo Breach list last night, and it looked super clunky and bad. So I would want to start with like 4 Bilbo. I mean, we can build it right here. Let me end the video though. Thank you for watching more vintage content on this YouTube channel with only one Fantasticar. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.